through for Jayhawk.
Get through for free. Jayhawk had a great performance on it. He was easily the best performing player.
So in high spirits, and that is a great start. Let's get into the rift for the second last game of the day. A rematch, the 2024 final, DK versus Bro. I feel like I was waiting for fan chants or something like that, but we can't
later
hear them.
in Daejeon.
Indeed. In their couple of wins, would you say that they were quick? Because I don't think they were. I think
No.
Bro might be on the cusp of being eliminated if they do lose this game. Because Bro just aren't necessarily the most high-octane team.
They like to brew.
Indeed.
Although we've had a few long games today.
Oh, Namgung looking for the angle here as the Qs are connecting from Roma, and Garden will be taken down. That is first blood over to Namgung, which I don't think was necessary.
Yeah, it's true. It's not
But
really
that's
good.
just a little nitpick. That's all right. Gideon making his way in as Wayne going to flash over the top of the Xin Zhao, but he still gets the knock up and will be able to pick up the kill. This is looking clean. It's to try and win out on these trades. It's just better positioning as Gideon moving down yet again. Great hook shot finds both of them, but he just dies.
That's a Namgung moment right there. Gideon, though, still here.
Yeah, let's see whether Gideon can actually line up this Wind Becomes Lightning. He's going to need it as
Romer
Romer is moving down as well. Oh dear, down they both go, and it's a double for the lock.
Drops the ultimate, gets the double execute instantly all the way up through the lane here, which would have required Jayhawk to push this wave out in a weird way, which would have tipped casting off anyways. Just not a whole lot of options for him. One of the things I was going to mention is I love the build here for Gideon. This game is, I don't want to talk about it too much because we have a bit of a fight here.
Yeah, Namgung is moving up. I think they have an idea that Solid could be waiting in this brush as there's the public execution, avoids the hookshot. Casting going to go down very, very low, but he flashes! That is going to be the follow from Jayhawk, so he's able to lock down that kill, but there is still danger as the Cinder is going to fall. Jayhawk surviving for the moment as Roma gets up there, but doesn't find enough Qs. Solid realizing that he has to leave. And Solid's doing not very much this game. He's going to continue, unfortunately, because he's just kind of bullied away. And the
He has
Bro's like,
50% KP.
hey, that is a good point. That is a very good point. He did get that one assist. As Wayne is almost just... Oh, the Q! Teddy didn't even need that ulti. As now Solid's going to have to try and get out of here. He flags and drags, but my goodness. This is why we talk about the... Yeah, this is why we talk about that 2-item spike.
He's maximizing his true shot. Look at how he quickly thinned out this wave.
That is a very good point.
He wasn't trying to get Wayne. He knew Wayne was dead all along.
Well, Teddy will be able to kill the turret as well, and actually looks to try and take down the Jarvan. We're not going to watch that, though, as Jayhawk is getting dove here towards the bottom side, even though there's no turret. Garden is also going to get taken out. That champion is broken.
Yeah, that's very funny. He's like, do I hit it? Do I auto him? He's like, nah, he's in my ult.
He did. And you know what? He was. They're going to be able to take Soul Point here as well. The Bros are just cruising here in this game. 5.5k the advantage as Solid. Oh, he steals it away. Beautifully done. He's going to die immediately afterwards. But that denies Soul Point. Nice scatter onto Teddy, but Teddy's going to be all right. Okay, Namgung comes in. That is going to be a lot of damage out here as Roma not really wanting to fully commit because that Stand United was coming in. And they will just back away. They get the Shen out of the way, though. So maybe the Bros will be able to capitalize elsewhere. It looks like the answer is going to be no, though.
If D+ get 4 Mountain Dragons, hear me out. Yeah, that lock's not going to do that much. Not that much burst.
That is true. That will be high value. As Loopy really does need to flash to get himself out of the way of that one. And he will be doing so. Casting making his way in as Solid. Kind of regrets that flag and drag, but gives away his position and then just walks away, so we'll be able to at least survive.
Casting doesn't have ult, so I don't know if they can really do more here.
Oh, okay, Cataclysm comes down. Casting goes golden there with that arm guard. And now Namgung, can he actually keep them in place? That's the question, as Gideon just dives forward. Flag and drag comes out somehow. Namgung survives. They do take him out, though, in the end, as Garden looking for these resets. He finds another one as Gideon tries to get out of there. He sidesteps. Solid. That was gorgeous. Wind Becomes Lightning comes in, and now Roma is making his way back with a fresh Lich Bane and a Dream. Gideon likely to be cut down by Jayhawk, though. That is very nicely done. But he immediately dies, and there is the double. Roma then looking for an angle there. Doesn't quite find the ulti, but will still try and catch up to them. Gets scattered. And maybe this is going to be DK getting out with at least their carries alive.
All right, Teddy here looking for more.
He flashes in, the auto's going to land, and now Q is going to miss, just out range, and True Shot Barrage comes in. Oh my god, that was close. As now Roma, just looking for an extra dash or a few extra Qs, just presses W, runs after him, and picks up the Vex.
It's just that all of that whole process took too long for D+. Like, they're so far behind that if they had been able to clean up the kills faster, then when Teddy shows up, then he won't have anyone to play through. But they had too much to play through. I think D+, unfortunately, it's not a call you ever want to make when you're this far behind to get like one kill and be like, all right, we leave now because they're coming. But I think it's the call they probably had to make, or just hope Teddy misses. He doesn't do a whole lot of that though.
Nope. Definitely not today, but he does get hit by that scatter, so he is actually going to grab the kill. I thought that he was going to be denied the kill under the Shen because of that. Wayne is put into the Hextech ultimatum and will then die, and that is going to be a double going over to Teddy. 5-0-5.
Doesn't matter. Teddy gets the kill anyways.
Yeah, that's I think just the outcome of today. As public execution comes down, this is kind of huge for DK, but Teddy stays alive for such a long time. J-Hub has to overextend for it, and it's the lock that's there with all of that
So then you have to figure out how you're going to tackle the contest.
Oh, Teddy is just going to run after Loopy here. Loopy does, of course, have that Spirit's Refuge. That should be helping him out, but not going to be able to press it just yet as J-Hub looking for casting. Actually does find a great angle there. Forces him to walk down the red carpet. Let's see whether that does actually work as Solid comes in. Cataclysm goes down, and there goes the Rumble.
Get the Baron on the other side, though. Yeah. You have to be really quick on reacting to this. J-Hub has TP.
Can the Jarvan race over here quickly enough? I don't think he can. I think there's just way too much damage.
They have to know, but like they didn't instantly TP. Okay.
Yep. Well, there it is. Teddy is also now going to find Solid. And this might mean even more. Oh my god, he is just dead. Arcane Shift comes in, good flash, gets Solid out of there, but there's another Arcane Shift, there's a Q, and now there's even more as the massacre ensues on the other side of the fight. The Vex does go down, they at least manage to get a kill into Namgung, but though it's gonna be fine. Roma comes on over, we'll be able to grab some more plates from this bottom lane. And the rest of the bros are just going to siege this mid lane and take that one down. Teddy does get picked off by the scatter as J-Huck going to get knocked up into the air. There's the Crescent Guard to try and keep Gideon safe. J-Huck's still alive though. There's the flag and drag. The equalizer comes down. J-Huck is just dead. Pierced. And the lock is able to run amok in the backline as well. Teddy gets to safety, and let's see whether there can be any more kills over to this mid laner. It's not actually going to be the case as Wayne's the last man standing. He did manage to kill the quadra-killing lock, but that is still the ace for the bros, and I think this is the 7th game done.
It's done, Atlas. They're going to walk down the mid lane and take out these turrets. Everything spent on Gideon, and he presses R and says, I cannot be hurt by these champions, and then they end the game. As this was definitely a flashier lock game for Romer than we saw from Zeka earlier on, but I think that's because he was set up for success. The draft was better for it, and they played through it.
Yeah, I think that this game was really smoothly played by the bros as well. And I feel like they've played pretty close in a lot of their games so far. I believe they were in the first game of the KeSPA Cup up against Nongshim, and that was a slugfest. Not necessarily the best. But Teddy is going to pick up player of the game. He was my vote. I felt like that was a pretty easy one to put in. 7-1 and 10 on the Ezreal. Kind of a vintage Teddy performance.